All right, everyone. Welcome again to another episode of the Team-Stirr Show. Welcome. Thank you to all those who follow. Welcome to another episode of the Team-Stirr Show, aka Stewart Talk, aka Boy Just in the Bunker, aka whatever you haters want to call it. This episode is being recorded now. I'm going to post it as soon as I'm done. Saturday, December the 13th, 2025. God bless you all. God bless this union. God bless every working man. God bless this nation. Welcome again. This is going to be a brief episode. I just needed to give you guys somewhat of a kind of what's going on lately, as far as work is concerned. But let me get into the CYAs and then we'll get started. The facts, dates, and events presented in this video are from the members' best recollection and may not be fully accurate. This video is intended for entertainment purposes only. Always consult with your local union about your rights and duties at your workplace. The opinions shared on this video are my own, Daniel Borges, and does not necessarily represent my employees' positions, strategies, or opinions. All views shared are protected under the National Labor Relations Act. All right, so let's get started, guys. Thank you again. Thank you. This show is for everyone. Not everyone likes this show, but it is what it is. Listen, we got those too. We got those guys out there too, but I'm here for everyone. Do not discriminate. But welcome again, guys. Welcome again. What did I want to get to here? This is kind of like, I'm going off the cuff with this because it's kind of been going around. This has been the activity at work lately. One thing, it's peak season, number one. Okay, this is the busiest time of our year. You feeder guys in our local, with the peak season agreement is in full effect. Everyone make as much as you can. We're allowed to max out because they're using subcontractors. So, any issues, you get sent home and you want to keep working, make sure you contact your shop steward. Make sure, if they don't get something done, you make sure you contact the union, because as far as, last I checked, while they use subcontractors, whether they use them or not, the peak season agreement is the agreement, and that's what it is. So, one of the things I wanted to touch on, hold on, let me get my notes over here, is when you're going in the office. So let's just say when you go in the office, please always, that is your constitutional right as far as your union, labor relations, your wine garden rights. This was if I'm not mistaken, a Supreme Court ruling where, they can't discriminate. You should have a shop steward present with you, because the way things are going nowadays, this company, you can't trust anything they tell you, and, nothing that they speak to you about is off the record. So have a steward there, have a witness there to protect you of your rights, and to document what's going on. So one of the things that is going on, this kind of getting a lot of guys frustrated, is this new method that they're trying to do so they can speed up discipline. They want to call every infraction, they want to put it under the umbrella of methods and procedures. So let's just say you got brought in the office for attendance, right? So about 2 months later, you get brought into the office for, let's just say, you had some type of accident or something, or you forgot to do a method and procedure, whatever that is. But the two things are not the same. So what they want to do they want to call it progressive discipline, but unfortunately, they're sadly mistaken on how that works. They want to try and lump it as one thing They want to just call it methods and procedures. Everything is a method and procedures. They don't give you any of and they don't give it to you in writing, and they make this stuff up as they go along. Okay, so now, what they'll do is, you went into the office, you got a warning letter, for, let's just say, attendance, and then let's just say you had some type of, an accident or something. You had an accident or something that has nothing to do with attendance. They're going to turn around and they're going to say, well, progressive discipline, because we brought you in here for one thing, we're going to bring you in here for another. It's all the same thing, and we're going to lump it together, and they want to escalate your discipline for whatever reason. Put it like this. We have protection at work. We have, as far as I'm concerned, our job security is pretty well. So in order for a person to really lose their job, you better do something egregious, dishonest, something that just it just stands out, And so in order to try to get some real type of discipline, they got to get creative, and they got to do these things. And what does this do? Why am I explaining this to you guys? Because I know you guys, when you go in the office and you see you're being disciplined, and you go from something that shouldn't even be a notice of suspension, it should be a talking to or a warning letter, you're going to get frustrated. You're going to be like, what do you mean notices? That's the first thing that a person reacts. Why are you trying to come after my job? And unfortunately, while it doesn't hold any water, because all methods and procedures are not the same. They're just not. Attendance is one thing. An accident is another. I don't know why I can't think of another analogy, but for some reason, an accident, or let's just say you forgot to do a pickup or something like that. You made a mistake. Okay, so they want to lump all these things to try to have this how you could say, they want to expedite your discipline for whatever purpose, but unfortunately, once it goes after your shop steward, anything outside of that, notice of suspension, notice of discharge, stuff like that, that has to go to the hall, and then that has to be heard by them. And at the end of the day, a lot of that stuff is meritless. A lot of that stuff is just trying to get creative. From my understanding, when I speak to people at the hall about this, they pretty much assure me that, one thing, one method and procedure is different from another, and whatever you get disciplined for, that's what it is, and not everything is the same. So as far as going to an arbitrator with that, I doubt it's going to hold any weight. But is it frustrating? It absolutely is. I get it. I understand. So what should you do? Okay, number one, be cool. Hopefully you got a shop steward that knows what he's doing, someone that's competent. He's taking notes. What's the first thing that you do? You write down. If you don't, have your own notebook. Write the stuff down yourself. Document your meeting. And the first question should be, okay, you got me in for methods and procedure. What's the method and procedure that I didn't follow? What is it? Document it. Write it down. Now, if it's a warning letter, one of the things that we have, for as far as one of our tools, is you have a rebuttal, the rebuttal letter. The rebuttal system. I've never really liked it, but I can see its use for it right now because it's kind of needed. But you wait for your warning letter, and you rebut exactly what the warning letter says. Exactly what it says. And sometimes it's going to be vague. So you know what? You write on the rebuttal as vague as the letter is. If you ever need any help, reach out to me. Everybody knows who I am. Daniel from Edison. Reach out to me and text me. Majority of guys have my number. You can always reach out to me. You can email me at what's the email? stewardtalk2022@gmail.com. Or you can leave something leave a comment at the bottom of the video, at any of my videos. If you're trying to communicate with me, yes, I am on WhatsApp, but unfortunately, I don't really get on it too much because it's just a lot of traffic on there. Text me, reach out to me personally because I'm not going to see it. I'm not always going to see it. So, yes, I will help you with a rebuttal letter. One of our other tools is grievances. We have rebuttals, we have grievances. Use them. Learn how to use them. You ever need help filing a grievance? Let me know. Exercise your right to file a grievance. Know your rights. In order for you to exercise your right, you need to know your rights. Don't just come in here plain, and thinking that, you can do. Unfortunately, those days are over. You can't just come in here in peace. Come and do your job, go about your business, and think trouble isn't going to come upon you because it's just delusional. It's just not happening. Everyone always runs into something, and you should know your rights. You should always know how to protect yourself. But other than that, the lytics thing is the lytics thing. It's still in progress. As far as filing grievances on those things, listen, from my understanding, I have yet to even get a response about that. From someone that spoke to me, that they spoke to the hall, they're not going to accept those grievances, or whatever it is, whatever their tactic is as far as that's concerned. So, you want to know more about it? How could you? What is your best way of going about it? Contact the people that we pay. They're the ones that that negotiated this thing. So outside of that, we try to do the best we can with it. Don't go in there without a shop steward. You go in there without a shop steward, things could get a little crazy. So have a shop steward, ask for a shop steward. Anything that requires, talking about your performance or your job, whatever has to do this job based, you should have a steward with you. Those are the wine garden rights. Know your rights, protect your rights, and cover yourself, because believe me, it could go sideways. It could go sideways, and then you got nobody there with you, and it's hard. It's hard to defend later on. But outside of that, it's peak season. I did want to talk about the future of the local, the future of of UPS period, because with all this AI and all this technology, it's getting crazy. But guess what? As much as the company continues to invest in AI, and it doesn't affect just the union members. Guess what? They're getting rid of management too, because that's what AI is going to do. It's kind of ironic, right? They spend their days trying to fire us when the company's going to get rid of them too, as soon as they could get this AI fully in motion. You're going to see a lot of you guys on the outside looking in, for sure. But it's kind of how do you call that? I don't like to use karma. That's kind of Hinduism, but it's kind of, that's what it is. You reap what you sow. Biblically, that's what you say. You reap what you sow, and you want to come with that energy. You're gonna see when it comes on you, and you're on the outside looking in, because you got replaced by technology. So, it is what it is. It's pretty ironic. But other than that, Christmas is coming. I know there won't be an episode before Christmas, but outside of that, I'll see you guys in 2026. We'll do a year-end review. We'll do a State of the Union video, see where we're going, talk more about this AI stuff. And listen, politics are involved in this. There's a lot of politics involved as far as the people who represent us, as far as, government. They all got their hands dirty in this. They're both complicit in the getting rid of people to do jobs, and it's pretty crazy. But outside of that, everyone have a Merry Christmas, Happy Holiday. I'm a big Jesus guy. I love the Lord. This season for me is about the birth of Jesus. Remember to celebrate and thank Jesus, for giving us salvation. It's the greatest gift in the world that you can ever receive, knowing that when your time is up in this world, there's somewhere you got to go, and you're either going to go to hell or you're going to go to heaven. And that is really the meaning of Christmas. God's gift to us, peace with Him, that we can, when we leave this earth, that we have somewhere to go. And so, not, you know, they don't want to get too religious on you, but it is what it is. I can't leave without, you know, representing what Christmas is. So, but outside of that, listen, everyone, God bless you. God bless this nation. God bless America. God bless your families. God bless the working man, the working woman. And listen, we need to pray. We need to pray because that same God that gave us salvation is the same God that's going to have to help us while people are going to keep losing their jobs, man, over greed and technology. But we'll talk about this in the next episode. Everyone, please be safe, and I'll see you guys next year. God bless. Good night.